here this morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world listening to this. And I have a very special guest this morning with me. She's a dear friend, and I've actually been on her show, but she does something called Soulful Illuminations. And she really just brings out our inner light and our gifts. And of course, that's activated by your intuition. So, Nicole, I would love for you to just introduce yourself to our audience and just welcome.
Well, thank you, Abby, and good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you're listening. I love it, right? We're live and we record it. So this is amazing. It's such a pleasure to be here and be with you this morning because you are such a gift of light and you share that every Monday with everybody. And to be part of this show, it is awesome. It's an awesome way to start the day.
Thanks, Nicole. I love that. Thank you so much. And I feel like, the light of our intuition really lights up our truth. It lights up our next step. And I would love for you to share what is the way that you connect with your intuition and like light your soul up and feel really full inside of your soul?
What starts it is like maybe a walk in the park, just connecting with nature. That just brings me up. Gets me open. It just connects. It's just an easy way for me to connect with my guides. And even if I'm having a hard time doing it, I just walk in nature, and that's a moving meditation. So I just fall right into it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I know. I love just the walks. I walk on the ocean a lot too. And it's like meditation can be movement. Sometimes people think it has to be a certain way. It's actually just being very present in the moment. So I invite us all just to drop into this moment of stillness and just bring our awareness into our heart and just take a deep breath into our hearts. And just soften the energy around you, within you. Maybe even just bring a color green right into that center of your heart chakra. Again, feel a softening that opens your heart and opens your heart to receive more love from the world, from yourself, from others. Just feel that streaming in. Feel it streaming in with your breath. As you inhale, you feel that love coming in, and as you exhale, you just give love. As you start to just allow your breath to move you, start to feel your awareness come to your belly, a couple inches below your belly button, right to your intuitive center, your knowing, that place of truth. Go ahead and just breathe the yellow light right into the center of your belly, feeling your power, your strength, letting that illuminate your soul. And truth really sets you free. So whenever you're ready, if you want to open your eyes and just moving into the truth of your being. When I started my company, Life Force Connection, it literally like wrote itself. Like I was just typing, it's like Life Force Connection. And it was energy moving through me. And that's what
Oh,
our
wow.
intuition does, right? Like it moves through us. Like, are we willing to be moved in love, in the spirit? And I think, sometimes we can feel like, I know for myself, like hitting my head against the wall, like trying to get something done or trying to get an answer we want, instead of just like, all right, let's surrender to the heart, drop into the truth of what is, and then move into alignment with the highest light. Right. So rather than forcing, it's like, oh, maybe not go there. Let's go to this door because this feels better. And there's an opening. And so just feeling that opening in your body right now and giving yourself permission to move into that opening, to move into that space. I know for me, that's one of the things, right? Because I'm like, oh, I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Meanwhile, my intuition is like, hey, do this, right? Express more love, be
Yeah.
more. And you'll find your body will guide you. Did you want to add something to that, Nicole?
It's so true. And working this morning, just had a client, and it's just like I'm talking to her and I'm just telling her, you know what? Let's just work on opening up
Yeah.
and letting it be just becoming you,
Yeah.
right? And that's just the place to be in your present
Yeah.
you, your soul, not
Mhm.
in your mind. Get out of that part, right?
Right. Yeah. And again, it's that energy moving through you, right? So when you bring your awareness from your head into your heart, then you can feel, you can connect with that energy, right? And that is the connection, right? It's your life
Yeah.
connection. It's like that activation. And then you experience miracles, you experience the love and joy. And so just kind of notice what door your intuition is guiding you into. What is the
Mm.
open door? What's the invitation? And what's the learning there? What's the growth? If you experience some fear, can you feel the fear and almost do it anyways, right? Like feel it
Right.
and then move
Yeah.
into it and through it. I know that's something you really work with, is like kind of moving from, the dark to the light, like working with those energies. Is there any like techniques you want to share with people in that?
Well, it's really starting to read somebody's aura, and even teaching them.
Yeah.
When I work on soulful coaching and just helping people kind of illuminate it,
Yeah.
and working from that inside out, just working to be present, opening up within the light, and finding out where that source is, that disconnect,
Mm,
right? It's almost like a frayed wire,
mm,
something plugged into the wall, and your energy's just kind of going a little bit crazy. And we want to just get it to have a beautiful little synchronistic connection and do the balance thing.
yeah. Ooh, I love that. So can you like bring our frayed wires together and like plug in to reconnect? That sounds fun. If you want.
Yeah, it's just, telling people, just once you open up, and we just called in the light, right? We just already called in the light. So you're already there. And it's just the first thing that pops up in you. Where is that feeling? And just once you're in that heart connection, where's that feeling? If it's in the chest or in the head, and sometimes right now, maybe even in the gut, just wherever that first call is, just feel it, address it, let your hand go there, and just breathe into it, and just understand that that's where you're at. That's where your spirit needs to be, and what's not awaken about your heart. We called in the green light, and we called in that heart energy, and that beautiful vibrant light. And you can just even add more energy and more light. And if you're not sure what to do, just add white light. If you're not sure what the problem is, just go with it, that's where it's at, that's where you need to address, that's where you need to send your energy. And as you do it, you just feel and breathe into it. And if it's tight here, maybe you're not open, and maybe you're not accepting that is you, your own energy or others around you. And that's okay. You don't have to understand it all right away. You just have to know that you need to add love and light to that part. And then once you relax, and once you're in and you're listening to your intuition, you'll start hearing from your guides, or even your own soul will read you and say, "Hey, this is what the spirituality is. It you're a little bit closed off. It's time to open. Let's send some love in there, but you got to love you first, right?" And then you can always get into whatever it truly is and where it started. Sometimes that little pain point, so you can heal it.
Mhm.
And once you heal it, you just understand that it is, you don't have to feel that pain again, but you can just work on healing that. And that's what I work with. And most of us do, is really whatever technique we're using, is just really starting in the heart space so we can open up.
Mhm. It's fun. I was standing under the moonlight with a dear friend. She's going to be teaching the retreat with us in Ecuador in March.
Awesome.
And it was glowing. Actually, the moon was glowing like this rainbow hue. It was so cool. And she's like, just bring love and light into that area, right? Like, just bring love and light. And it's like, it really is so simple, but it works. It's all energy. It's funny. I actually, a couple of days ago, I was walking. I don't know if I told you this, Nicole, but I was walking down the sidewalk, and there was this gate. It was open, and there was a dog on the other side of it. And I'm just like, walking down, like just totally having fun, talking to my friend. The dog literally walks out from behind the gate, and I've always been afraid of dogs
Uh,
biting me. But I'm just like watching this dog, kind of like in slow motion, just come up and just clump, just like full on bite my wrist. And
Oh.
I'm just like watching it, right? And then I'm like, okay, just hit me. And then it like walks away. And it's funny that I'm laughing, but it was like, the way I healed it was love and light. I was like, there's a reason
Mhm.
for this. And actually, what I realized is it was my innocence, that I could
Yeah.
have hurt happened to me when I was just walking happy-go-lucky down a sidewalk, like
Mhm.
not even anybody's property. And like a dog's like biting me. So it's like, I think if we could recognize our innocence
Yeah.
and stop blaming or judging ourselves or others, and then if something does happen, to bring in that love and light, because all healing is a disconnection from love. And sometimes I think things do happen. I know for me, they have that are beyond my control that really hurt.
Right.
And it's like, okay, let's bring love and light into that. Right.
Yeah.
And literally, I mean, it was like 2 days and it was healed. I mean, I washed out, but it was like, I
Mm.
didn't sleep. I mean, you could see it. I mean, it was just throbbing for hours. And I was
Oh.
like, wow, like 2 days I can like move it.
Mm.
So, it's like our bodies naturally know how to heal, and
Yeah.
being love essence and light essence and so much water, right? Like we
Mhm.
have the capacity to heal ourselves.
We
So,
do.
just an invitation into that, coming back.
And that's just it. And it's just such sometimes we just need that immediate sign
Mhm.
and that actual physical presence of something happening.
Yeah.
So we listen. So
Yeah.
we're there. And so we're engaged in that one moment. So we
Yeah.
can be like, yes, this is what I'm meant to do. This is how I'm meant to heal, or this is how I'm meant to heal others, or
Yeah.
whichever that is that you're called to heal, even as through inner child work.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can be a little bit of a shadow and understanding where that pain came from and what causes that pattern to happen again, or what caused that moment. Because
Mm.
sometimes it's more than one moment. And if it's a pattern, you have to bring that up and understand it, love it, and heal it.
Mhm.
So you can live in that higher realm and that higher self, so you're not feeling that lowness of that pain. But we're all meant to feel, emotions, and we're meant to be passionate or be happy and joyful, and sometimes a little bit sad or even angry, but we have to understand why we're feeling that right then and address it so we don't push it down and so it doesn't interrupt, especially times like these. That interruption of so many right now is because we've held it down and we didn't address our issues. We didn't address our emotions. We
Mhm.
just kind of brushed it away. And sometimes we get busy. It's a hustle and bustle. And I'm in Las Vegas. So everybody's moving, everything's going. You're like, I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But sometimes we just have to stop, even just like you, that moment, and be like, I need to feel into this. I need to understand it. And that's what our consciousness does sometimes, is to help us understand where we need to be and where we need to go moving forward.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it was like a wake-up call. It was a lesson, like, don't take on somebody else's pain. Don't,
Yeah.
make it about you, because sometimes things just happen. Like, the dog had whatever thing, but it was
Yeah.
so weird, like, that I'm laughing, and even then, I wasn't laughing, but I wasn't in shock in the sense that I was, like, terrified. It was weird, like, if I thought
Right.
about it, I'd freak myself out, but it was almost like it was meant to happen. It was the weirdest feeling, right? Like, a dog bite meant to happen, but something felt right about it, and I think that's why I kinda watched it in slow motion. So, I wonder if, like, we could look at our lives like that and, like, observe them in slow motion and,
Right.
like, slow it down. Um, I think there would be that opportunity to bring more love and light into it, right? And to listen
Right.
to each other,
Right.
listen and hear, in that space of love.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to listen to what's happening to you. And even as healers, especially with so much going on, uh,
Yeah,
we're empathic
yeah,
naturally, right? And we feel
yeah.
into every emotion and feeling and
Right,
heartache, and we
right.
want to care and love everybody. But even at that one time, you remember that, hey, I've got to be right here, right now, and feel what's happening to me.
Yeah.
And when you work on you, we always have to come back to us and
Mhm.
just kind of detach and separate and come back and say, you know what? What's going on with Abby today? What's going on with Nicole today, right? Where am I at? What
Mhm.
what's my need in my life? What are my life lessons? And
Mhm.
as we heal and we grow, we can help others.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's important to remember we're here.
Mhm.
We're still walking the earth at this moment, even as we ascend and we move forward, and we're looking at that beautiful divine feminine energy, and we're ready to rise and we're in our balance. We still have to come back sometimes and just be present.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that you bring up the empathic thing. It's funny, like yesterday at like 4 or 5, I was like feeling all this guilt. I'm like, this isn't even mine. It was the craziest thing because I like was trying to get rid of it and then like figure out a way to make myself guilty. And there was nothing that made sense. But so it was like sometimes it's just in the air. So I'm wondering, or like somebody around you might be feeling it and you're picking
Yeah.
that up. So, what do you like recommend people do? Because I know a lot of people watching are empathetic too. I just know it because like intuitive people usually are. So, how do you recommend that we, really are able to detach our energy from those negative vibrations from other people and just stay in our own vibration of love?
Well, and it's so important. Absolutely, right now, you want to make sure your aura is healthy, that your temple is healthy, that you're taking care of your body, and be patient and forgiving for yourself if you're not at that perfect nutrition level or health level. But then, as you move out to your auric field, you want to make sure that it's cleared and that the holes are filled. And sometimes those energies come through our auric field if it's not a strong protection. So we want to bring in that light, call in Archangel Michael, and bring in the light, call in Archangel Michael and let him know, ask him to just quickly clear and cleanse any holes or any rips or tears in your auric field.
Yeah.
And just breathe that in for a second and ask him to get all your chakras to spin in the same direction. And just thank him for that moment. And that's sometimes all it takes. You can even put if it's a little bit of a situation that you're going into, maybe some family, and you don't really want to pick up all of their stuff, you can just put a little, a protection wall of light around there, however you do it, and grow that energy ball big and put that protection around you and set it around you just with the intent, or because sometimes you forget about it and you walk in the door and go, oops, I
Yeah.
forgot. So you want to just say, you know what, bring that light around you and ask that you are protected. Ask that only love and light come through that, but also a little bit of mesh because you don't want to block anybody out. So if you put a little bit of a just imagine, think, or feel just this little row of mesh around you because you want to breathe in the good people.
Yeah, and
You
the good
don't want,
energy.
yeah,
Yeah, feeling the good
yeah,
from everybody, right? Like everybody has light. So I guess a better way to put it is the vibrations, the negative vibrations. So it's
right.
like I love when you said the mesh. It's like it kind of allows the love to filter in, but like everything else to be released out.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's kinda like filtering your pool, right? You put in that big net and you take out whatever out, but you want the good stuff to be able to come through, so all that beautiful water, and that essence comes into your vibrational field, into your auric field, even essential oils or using sage or Palo Santo, you know, whatever you need to use, sometimes, even on bracelets or necklaces where we wear crystals,
Mm,
things like that. But if you don't have it, don't panic.
yeah,
Just even bringing your hand to your heart and breathing in love and light and saying, thank you for guiding me.
yeah,
Your guides, your angels, however you put that. But know that just in that one moment, you can call in what you need. And as you practice that, you do it more and more, and it becomes more of a ritual and you grow, it's easier to do larger protections
mhm,
and
mhm,
take time.
yeah,
I mean, I do drumming,
mm,
sometimes if there's a big energy around or something like that, and I just like to clear that vibration.
yeah, yeah. I love that. Sometimes like I'll just call in the vibration of the crystal. Like you could say selenite, and you can actually feel the vibration of
Yeah.
the crystal. It's pretty, right? It's like I
Yeah.
remember when I learned NLP. I don't know if I ever shared this story one time, but like I had never like smoked pot at the time, but I actually like was able to feel what it felt like by
Right.
tapping into the energy of it. And that's when I learned like we literally can tap into any frequency
We
that
can.
we want. And so I was like, wow, like we're so powerful that we can actually anchor. And that's why I use NLP, right? Like we can anchor almost
Wow,
any
yeah.
emotion that we want. So even now, like if you want to tap into the vibration of love and bring your hand to your heart and just feel love and notice if love was an image for you, what would that be? Just notice what starts to come to mind. And if it was a sound, what would it sound like? Just hear that sound. And if you could smell love, what would it smell like? If you could taste love, what would it taste like? And if you could feel love in your body, where do you feel the love? Notice where the energy starts, where it starts to move throughout your whole body. And see if there's a color that starts to move with that energy from head to toe, allowing that energy of love just to move throughout your body, every cell, healing any wounds, emotional, physical, mental, anything. Letting that love within you heal you and the love around you heal you. And feeling our interconnectedness to each other, that one heart. And just sending a ripple of love out to everyone and everything, allowing it move through your aura, your energetic field. And then feel it return back to you as you give, you receive. So as it comes back, receive more love. And then as you keep your hand on your heart, feeling that love, start to notice an area of your life that you'd like to bring more love into and to use it for manifesting for good, right? So this could be in your career, in a relationship, in health. Start bringing that love in and see an image of that, you say, context or area of life. As you bring in that frequency of love, notice how it starts to change. Notice how it starts to heal. And notice how you transform the world with your love. You may even want to take some time after this video to write down any insights that you received, any images that you had. Just noticing that. And then whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Just notice your state of presence. Yeah, it's so fun. It's like I feel myself more present, like I see things clearer now, like the picture looks brighter, you know? I love it. Wow. Anything you want to add to that, Nicole?
It just reminds me of the simplicity that we are, and the ease and the grace, and how simplistic that you can just in that moment that you can change. It doesn't have to be hard.
Yeah.
You just have to do it.
Yeah, totally. And I just want to open the phone line so you can call 858-692-4555. Again, that's 858-692-4555 to share what you received. And if you just throughout this next, what we have probably 40 minutes or so, if you want to ask Nicole or I a question, feel free, right? We have our intuitions, our hearts ready for you. If there's anything that's just, pressing at your heart or any transformation, if there's an area of your life you want to bring more love into, and we can just help you do that, we're here for you. So yeah, all right, Nicole, where do we go from here? Self-sabotage, how to overcome self-sabotage. That is what you do, I remember. So
yes, the sabotage smasher. And I just started putting that program together, and it's been a blessing for me to be able to share this program with others, and it's moving from some people just from the soulful coaching, which is awakening your heart and opening up. And sometimes that's what we need to find, that intuition and that connection. And then moving into sabotage, which is, overcoming self-sabotage is big. If you want to start a new business, start a job, or in a wonderful blessing of a relationship and a good partnership with somebody to love, that will honor and respect and be with you. That's just part of going into who you are. And what are you doing? What role are you playing in that picture? And how can you kind of overcome those little patterned habits that you have, and put those into motion, which goes into change, which goes into transformation. Because once you transform, you're there, and you don't have to step back. You don't have to feel into that pain or be with that partner in pain, but you can move forward into a successful you, a successful manifester, where you're always listening to your intuition, and you can be like, oh, wow. It just, you ask your guides a question. It's like, boom, here I
Right.
am. There's the answer right in front of you.
Right. Absolutely. Intuitive you. This is Abby. How can we help you? Yeah. Yeah. We did. I'm just going to put you on speakerphone. Is that okay? So Nicole can hear you too? Okay. All right. So we have a caller, Nicole. Let's see.
Ooh,
Hopefully.
awesome.
Hey, sister, can you maybe make sure your sound's a little bit clearer for us?
Okay, I just took myself off the speaker. Maybe that was
Yep.
the problem.
That's
Can you
better.
hear me now?
Yep, we're good.
Okay. I wasn't quite sure I heard correctly, but did you say that if you wanted to call in to have more love enter your life, meaning for me to accept the love, vibration of love from you guys, I was calling in for that. I heard it wrong.
Sending you love. Yes.
Yes.
You heard correctly. We are sending you love. And I'm going to just give it over to Nicole, because I feel like she might have a way for you to receive more love in your life in general, right? Like, she's very intuitive. So Nicole, would you be willing to kind of share a soulful illumination reading with her so she could receive more love in general?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you're looking for love, let me tune in. So when you're in your heart space, when you want to go into your heart space, just kind of look into your heart space right now. Just feel into your heart, to your chest area. If feel, imagine, see it into your heart space right now. Bring your hand to your heart and feel into that. And just now, just take both your hands, and now both your hands are on your chest, and just kind of lift them out. And as you're lifting them out, just feel that opening. What you're doing is you're opening the door to your heart. It's like your heart's a little bit closed off. Maybe you shut the door, and you had to step out of the room, in a sense, from your heart and protect it. So what you want to do is you want to open up your heart right now and just feel that release as you open the door and you look outside through your heart space. If you were looking through your heart space into the outside, from that, now that your door's open and you feel that light coming in, and just allow that light to come in and just breathe it in and feel the white and the green lights coming into your heart. And when you feel that, and when you're just breathing into that, and you can't help but feel that energy just coming into your heart and just kind of piercing it open, and just kind of feeling that angelic, like that opening right now into your heart. And it's going in there, and you're allowing that in.
Are they talking about the ascended heart, or
just your heart? Just go through your chest. Don't worry about it. Just go right into your chest, wherever your heart space, just that whole high heart, regular heart, just that whole heart space. Just take it as a whole, because when you're healing, you want to take it as a whole first before you pick everything apart. Don't get too intricate with it. Just make it simple at first, and just bring that love from your heart. Just open it up and just allow your heart to open and to feel that green and white light come in, and just fill up the space, that beautiful space, with love, with your breath, with the breath of life. Because as you breathe, you're breathing in the breath of life. And you're going to breathe in love, and you're going to breathe out love, because you want a cyclical effect to happen, that it's a continuous love, breathing in, breathing out. And as you breathe that breath into yourself, you're breathing in the love so you can breathe out the love and share it with other people. Because as you do that, every breath brings oxygen into your heart, and the oxygen goes from your heart, and it goes through every little cell, through all the blood cells, through your veins, and it's just flowing through your body. And that's changing your cells, and that's changing your DNA makeup, and that's going to cause a transformation for you. And it's just that easy. It's just, bringing in that breath, allow, bring your hand to your heart and just breathe it if you need to feel it a little bit more. And just know that you're the creator to create that change and to open your heart space.
May I share something? The reason I asked about this, I usually am pretty good with my heart, but in the last few weeks, I've been working on myself, or working with a group with channeling, and we went into a past life, and I got a huge chunk of my heart back from soul retrieval. And then yesterday, I had tightness again, and so I then felt like I needed to open my heart more, because I guess I got back some of those that must have been injured or traumatized. So now I'm feeling that was why the reason I called was to open up back to love. And not that I've never done it before, but this is the part of me that returned. So this is a whole new experience, because it's a new part of me that I didn't, or my old part of me that I didn't realize was out there, and got it back. And now I have to work on that part. So this is what I wanted to share.
Yeah, thank you.
That's beautiful.
Good.
Thank you.
It's really beautiful. Just real quick, I see like a V at your heart. So Akira talks about the ascended heart, which you might be talking about. If you go straight to the center point of your heart and imagine a V going up to the left and up to the right, and it's like there's this infinite amount of love. It's just pure white light that wants to downpour into that space of your heart. So you talked about returning a part of your heart, and the infinite love from all that is returning that to you, if it isn't already returned, right? So like there's this infinite capacity to receive love. And so that's really all I'm being shown is that V, and pure white light just like flooding in like a shower into your heart. Like it's there. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, totally.
Glad I called in.
Yay, we are too. Thanks for calling. You're welcome. Bye, love. It's always so fun when people call in. So there was something else. So I think, knowing we're all worthy of that love. And there was something like a present moment reminder I saw on my computer, like something about forgiveness. Like as you move forgiveness into the moment, probably for yourself, for others, like it kind of cleanses the energy and allows that love to flow through. And I think that, life is kind of like learning. Like we might like stumble along, be like, okay, now I know that. All right. And then it's like to not repeat the same, like, I should have done this, I should have done that. Right. So to drop your heart space so the energy can flow, kind of like we were just talking about, like into the heart and then down into your belly through your whole body. So it leaves you. We don't have to hold on to that negative energy.
No, because once you open up, you may think, oh, I got so much work to do, but we are, in a sense, a beautiful work in progress, like a Picasso.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit changing sometimes our design, and it's a movement, and it's growing, but you don't want to shoulda, woulda, coulda, because you're doing. So if you bless the moment that you're doing it now, and understand that the now that you're doing, you are adding that change. And we're like onions. So every time you change a little bit, you might find a little bit of something else as you peel away the onion that may need a little bit more light and love, a little bit more of a healing. And that's okay. Because just as she said, she was working with a tribe of people to do a healing. And now that she called in that light and that beautiful love through that, and that heart awakening, and now she sees, maybe it's a little bit more something else. And the more you do that, the more you'll grow. And that's a beautiful thing.
I love that. Calling in the light. So simple, but so profound. I think, I had one of my first students, God, I love her so much. She's like, when I first started the online training, and she's like, hey, Abby, didn't you like tell me how to like call in my angels? Like, how do I do it from like years ago? And I'm like, you just do it. You just call in your angels. So it's like, everybody, y'all can just call in your angels right now. Like call in your thousands of angels, like angels, thousands of angels, please come into my room, into my space, into my family, into everything, right? And just like you'll feel just your body relax and that love and light penetrate through, and heal you. So, the one thing I know is like angels, I do believe we have guardian angels that sometimes will intervene. One time I was coming out of a yoga class and I full on pulled in front of a car. Like I was like, and then there was something that took my hands and moved me out of the way. I was like, whoa. Wow. So I believe there are moments where we have guardian angels that like, if it's not your time to go, they step in. But I also know that it's really effective to call them in consciously to say, angels, please come. They're so happy to assist, right? And you
Oh
can call
yeah.
them into your business. Like, I call in, the right clients for me to work with, healing, partnership, whatever it is. Like, ask your angels, your helper guides, to like bring it to you, you know?
Yeah, yeah, because it's like for me, I have guides that have a really crazy sense of humor. And so it's like, "Hello, I'm here." Sometimes it's just like, "Hey, team, come on in," because we
Yeah.
forget.
Yeah.
And that's okay because if you're at a moment of stress or distress or I don't know what to do, just say, "Hey, can you show me the path or can you come into my room, come into my auric field?" Whatever works for you, really. We're all on the same team and we're all working together and they're there for you. You just have to say, "Hey, hello, come
Yeah.
in."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Just let them in, let them love you. I think just remember that you're loved. Like I was talking about the dog biting me. It's like to come back to that innocence, right? And that
Yeah.
purity of then sharing from that place, right? Because then
Right.
it's like you're totally transparent. Like you have nothing to hide or worry about. Just be yourself. And that's more than enough. Being yourself is why you came here. And that will lead you to your purpose, which the
Yeah.
world needs. And I feel like now more than ever, by the way, anybody that wants to come to Ecuador, we're teaching in March, March 12th through the 19th. And then we're going to be visiting the kiddos at the orphanage. And really, we plan to build a school there. So powerful stuff. Like, where is your purpose calling you?
Mm,
Like, where do you feel your gut magnetizing you?
yeah.
I remember when I left my scholarship in LA, I literally felt my gut pulling me to San Diego. Like it was like a magnetic pull. So where do you feel that energy?
Mm,
You
mhm.
know? Michael Beckwith says something like pain pushes until vision pulls. So just let your vision pull you. It feels better than the
Yes.
pushing you.
Yes, because you can feel into it, right? When
Right.
when it's when it's the truth and you go, if you ask yourself this question, "Hey self, is this the truth?" and you feel uplifted, you feel
Yeah.
it pulling yourself pulling towards it. Or do you feel heavy like you're just sinking into it, right? And then maybe that's not the truth. It's just not the time or whatever reason, and then you can meditate and work on that later. But sometimes you just need an answer. And
Yeah.
how do you feel when you feel into it? And
I
if
love
you just feel in right into it, what's the first thing that comes up? Okay, yeah, I feel good. I feel uplifted. And then you can write down or journal why you feel uplifted or what your vision is and how you're going to move from there. Um, but that's just, trust yourself. And that's huge.
it is. It is. It's that leap of faith. But if you trust that knowing is like your compass and it is the truth in you, like somebody can tell you something, but when you know the truth it kind of like just like fluffs off because you're just like whatever, like I know that's not the truth of me. Whereas if something does land, you're like, ooh, maybe, so
Mm,
what feels true or not. And
yeah.
so to stand in your truth and like you said, trust it. And like
Mm.
I have this little quote in my bathroom, it's like the soul has its reasons. And so it's like there's a reason why. And maybe
Mm.
you don't know why yet, but you probably will later. So that's the wisdom of intuition. It's beyond intellectual understanding, but it has a knowing of truth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as you start to open up and you realize that we're all light beings and we all are energetic. Energy is everywhere. It never ends. It never goes away.
Yeah.
From the first breath of life to the last, we are energy. Everything around us is filled with atoms and it's got an energy point and it's continuous. But
Mhm.
how do you allow that energy to move? And how do you, if it's stagnant and you're stuck, you want to clear it out a little bit and release,
Yeah.
what that stuck point is, and and allow it to move forward. But it's just as easy, to me, for everybody, the gift I'd always want to give people and tell them is we're all light beings. We all have the ability to heal. We all have the ability to love. It's whether we make that free will decision to do it or not.
Yeah. Huh. I think it is. I just had this little like flash of like a memory in childhood and be like, oh, how do you heal that? And you bring love to it. It really
Yeah.
is that simple.
Yeah. And it's just our awakening right now, because it's just kind of this moment is a quickening, a shakeup of that energy. It's like, hello, wake up,
Yeah.
like your brother or sister shaking you on your bed. Wake up, it's Christmas, right? That moment, just wake up to you, wake up to being you, wake up to your power. And it's a little bit uh difficult to navigate at first because you're not sure where to start, but start somewhere. Start now. Don't put it off. And that's the point of working on, overcoming the self-sabotage is you got to start somewhere, and you got to move. You got to allow that movement. You got to allow that knowing and feel into it. And once you start, it's so freeing. It's just so freeing to start doing and to thinking and being, moving towards your goal and manifestation, and just even in the moment, whether it's a free cup of coffee or a new client, it's there for the taking. Just ask for it.
Yeah. So what are the three main ways? I know you gave us a few things to do. Like if people were to like have 3 steps to overcome self-sabotage, what would you say? Like 1, 2, 3.
Well, the three main steps are really allowing that energetic movement and that breath,
Mhm.
and allow yourself patience. It's really patience, and it's forgiveness. Another one is forgiveness, um, and it's really recognizing in those moments, once you allow yourself to listen, and then you forgive, and then really recognizing and acknowledging who you are and where you're at right now. And so once you can find that, and once every part of you and every little fragment of you starts to agree that you're and moving and propelling in the correct direction and going forward, and your subconscious is lets you go, and then you'll see, how you can overcome that and start to feel it and to think it, um, and that's really it, because you have to, you have to be with yourself every day, because no matter where you go, you have to be with you. And so you want to be able to be a loving being and to have that heart awakening. And in order to do that, it takes forgiveness for the decisions you've made, or who you are, or who you're with, or what business path you took, or whether you went to college or not to college. And, you know, um, just learning to say, you know what, hey, self, it's okay. You made that decision. That was a moment you were in. And then you start to forgive that your cells will change, your DNA structure will change, and everybody around you will change with you, right? And then instead of a partner in pain, they're a partner in love, and they're a partner in your creation. And that's how you move forward.
Mm, I love that. I get this image of like a pool of unconditional love. Like if you just
Yeah.
imagine like you're floating on the ocean, and that water is like pure unconditional love, and you're just floating there being held,
Yeah.
and you're holding yourself in love. And I realize that's what I do for clients all day long, right? And so my practice is always
Yes.
for myself, right? I'm like, wow, I've been like, just keep practicing that for you, because it's like kind of the answer, right? Like, because like if you're in unconditional love, it's already forgiven. You're like, oh,
Yes.
okay, like
Yes.
that's self, I did that, all right, and then it's just like coming back home. Okay, here I am in this moment, loving me, loving you, loving what is and what's next.
Mhm.
So I feel like from that place, there is no judgment. And I remember I had a wellness center years ago, and I remember I left it. And then somebody was like, hey, like, did you self sabotage that? And I was like, well, maybe, but I actually transformed it into something even better. So,
Yes.
right, which was like a school. Now it's an international school. So even if you think you sabotage something, I truly believe it's transforming into something even better, right? So like
Yes.
instead of judging yourself, you're like, all right, that was a cool wellness center. I just like visited like the street, on it like a few days ago.
Uh-huh.
It's really cool. And now there's something even better that's like
Yes.
international, that's not just on the street. So like
Yeah.
think about something in your life that maybe you've been judging yourself about.
Yes.
And notice what happens when you're just like, I'm going to float in this pool of unconditional love, right? And then
Yeah.
watch the magic of your transformation. And like,
Yeah.
how can it get better than this? Like, and you don't even
Yeah.
have to think it. You actually just become it. Like you just keep following the intuition and it's like, oh, I have a school now. Oh, I have this relationship now. Oh,
Right.
you just kind of wake up to it.
Right. Because once your heart wakes up, it connects with your third eye, and you're starting to change the lens of your eyes like binoculars. You're starting to see and be into focus of that is you and the decisions you made,
Yeah.
and be able to change once you change your perception.
Yeah.
You see differently, just like you see how your business really transformed.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
I mean, and it was I literally did like leave it, like met somebody, he was my business manager, traveled, and then did a whole new type of business. It was like business
Yeah.
coaching. It was like personal to business coaching. So it made change shape. And like, that's exciting, right? Because you see
Mhm.
how multifaceted you are. And in this case, how intuition works in anything, which is kind of exciting. You're like, woo! So it's just like, have fun with it, and like, I'm talking to myself just as much as everybody else, right? Because I can get like really serious. My neighbor's like, man, you're tense. I'm like, oh, you're right. Okay, let me because I'm like also very joyful and light, but it's like, I get those moments of like, and I think it's like, what is fear really? It's kind of
Right.
like maybe we don't know. I mean, I guess fears are different, but you said something earlier about like your unconscious lets you go. And I know actually this for a fact.
Mm.
The way your unconscious mind will let you go is when you know you're safe. Because its
Yeah.
primary objective of the subconscious mind is to keep you safe.
Oh yeah.
You're in a safe environment, or you feel enough love, or you're loving enough with yourself, things will start to come up to release.
Right.
Like I can still feel my wrist. Like it's throbbing a little bit, but not bad. It's releasing the trauma that
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
literally trying to get it out.
Right.
So I don't know where I was going with that. I totally just
Well,
channeled it.
but
I don't
your
remember.
subconscious, because you were talking about the subconscious, and that's exactly what the subconscious does. What the subconscious does is it comes in and goes, it's like a big lifesaver, right? It's throwing you a lifesaver in the ocean of life, and it's saying, "Hey, I'm here to help you. I want you to be rescued. I don't want you to feel the pain."
Yeah.
And your subconscious, if you don't in the moment, remembers that last decision you made, in the journey of life, and it just wants to stop you from feeling the pain. But if it when you're not listening to it, and you're not present with your, and you're not open intuitively, uh, then you let your subconscious make the decision, and you miss maybe an opportunity. But it knocks on the door. Opportunity knocks on your door all the time. May not happen now, but you can make that decision another time. And you can give yourself permission to try it again. And hindsight's 2020, just like this year. What are you going to look at? How are you looking at what had happened, so you can plan for the future, instead of kind of armchair quarterbacking the Monday football game, right? And watching it on TV and say, well, you should have done you should have taken the ball and run right. But that's just what the beauty of the subconscious. It's there for protection, you know. And if you don't feel that your heart is quite open, you're being protected. You're protecting yourself, and that's okay. And so you give yourself permission to forgive you and that moment, and to bless you and move forward and be that light being that you are.
Nicole, how can people work with you if they want to do like soulful illuminations readings outside of this call, or any other coaching? I know you have a show coming up. Is there anything you
Hey,
want to share with the audience?
well, absolutely. My show is on Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. So this same time here, Pacific Standard Time, every Thursday, Soulful Illumination. But go to my website, illuminatevegas.com, illuminatevegas.com, and just reach out. And I'm on the Oneness page, just like Abby, and you can reach out to that and find me, because I'm there for you. And I'm so willing to just sit with you and do a discovery call and just talk about how I can help you and how we can craft a plan to give you that personal freedom in that transformation.
Awesome. I love it. She brings out your essence. I know the times we've talked on the phone, she's like, whoa, there's Abby. Like she really helps you feel your spirit, right? And really like bring that to life. So
Yeah.
let's see, Nicole, is there anything else you want to add or share with the audience?
Oh, it's just, I want to thank you for today and for watching us and for being here in this moment of transformation. This is such a beautiful transformation energy that is going on right now. And this is the time to just be part of that and become the best you can be.
I love it. Well, I invite everybody just to place their hand on their heart, and we'll just do something that's called future pacing in NLP, where you actually see it already done. So as you bring your hands to your heart, you anchor that feeling of love. Allow an image to come to mind of the manifestation already being complete of what it is that you want to experience next, and the next, and the next. So just kind of follow that future timeline. Notice the images, the thoughts. You may want to write after as well. I'll just pause with you for a few moments so you can start to receive what your subconscious, your higher self has to share with you about your next steps and what's coming from this place of love. Just standing on present moment and moving forward, making sure you're starting from the present moment today. Moving into the future. And I see Archangel Michael with us, that protective just sword, just cutting any cords that don't serve you, moving with courage forward into the future. And whenever you feel ready and complete, you can slowly bring yourself back to the moment and just gathering any next steps and just writing down those insights. Maybe if you want to take a few minutes or seconds, whatever you need to write down any insights, action steps, thoughts that came through that resonate, that feel true.
Hmm.
Yeah, fun stuff, huh?
That's great when we all connect.
Yeah. And you know what I just thought? We have Universal Language of Love classes running where we donate a very large portion of the proceeds back to One Heart Global for the kids. And
Mm.
we have one coming up today for anybody listening at 5 p.m. Pacific. So that's going to be with Alyssa and I on basically manifestation. So very similar to this. And then tomorrow from 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific, I have it with my mom, and we're doing intuition as a sacred body temple, right? So you're basically tuning in your body
Mhm.
as that frequency, right? To intuition, to a
Wow.
much higher frequency, taking care of it, practices. My mom's like my teacher in that. So it's really fun to just really, I mean, my body's my own teacher, but she's so into that, right? I was raised very
Yeah.
holistic health. So I love coming back to that. So tonight, again, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Oh my goodness. No, I'm so sorry. Today is also, we changed the time. It's 4 to 5. So for some reason you can't make that time, we are recording it. And we can also probably do an additional bonus one if there's a lot of you guys that want to do it a bit later. We're experimenting with the time change. So Monday, 4 to 5 today, manifestation, universal language of love, and then tomorrow, intuition, body temple, 4 to 5. So just email me, Abby, ABBY at lifeforceconnection.com, and I'll get you hooked up and registered if you want that. So yeah, I just a big, like, if everybody would just be open just to kind of moving into their heart and feeling the universal language of love, feeling our connection, feeling the kids in Ecuador, feeling the kids in your community. You can go to the intuitivechild.co, and that's a curriculum for kids that are intuitive. So we can just start really raising the vibration and tuning into our intuitions. And anyone else that you want to include in just this heart space of universal language of love, your family, your friends, just bring them into your heart and just allowing the healing to take place anywhere in your body that love needs to be more of,
Mm.
your career, relationships. And then whenever you're ready, open your eyes. And yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Such a fun show. And yeah, we are here. Man, I'm here Mondays at 9 a.m. Pacific. So thanks so much, everybody. Enjoy your day. Have a blessed, blessed week. And I will see you next Monday. All right. Bye,
Love
guys.
ya.